Jane locked in. Jane locked
She
in.
was locked in, but she kept getting jumped in.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to Redacted Show. I'm your host, Wafiq, or Feek with my co-host, my other host.
Co-host Dana Dane in the building. We are back for another Redacted review. This time, talking about the Disclosure Day movie, directed by none other than Steven Spielberg, and written by David Corp and Steven Spielberg. But before we get into our non-spoiler surface level ratings, again, make sure you guys like, make sure you guys like, share, rate a 5-star, comment. We're on all listening platforms. I almost thought I gotta take it just there, but we'll get into that. So Disclosure Day, this movie features names like Emily Blunt, Colin Domingo, and others, Josh O'Connor. Movie about pretty much full disclosure of artificial intelligence, extraterrestrial life coming to Earth, and not only that, but encountering humans, and we basically taking them, testing on them, torturing them, in taking their technology and using it to our benefit. And the main character, Daniel, working for this undercover government agency, taking that information because he was touched by the aliens as a kid. Him and Emily Blunt. And their gifts awakening. Because of it. And we're taking on a wild ride. Just kind of first thoughts, because I saw it last night. I really did enjoy it. It's one of those, like, you brought this up. It felt like just a nice modern 2000s sci-fi adventure in a way, with stakes. And it brought up the really good question of, if there was full disclosure of aliens in today's Earth more than anything, how would the Earth react to that news? Because I don't think, personally, the world is ready to really find out that aliens are here, they've been here, and either they're coming, or like we have live video evidence, not AI, that they're here right now, either trying to help us or trying to take over, living among us. So what were your thoughts of the movie? I know you saw it before I did, but an initial rating.
Yeah, initial thoughts of the movie. Very good, very good. It's probably one of my favorites of the year. I know you mentioned it, but the movie does take over. Pretty much you're watching the movie through watching Emily Blunt's character, who is Margaret Fairchild, and then Josh O'Connor's character, Daniel Kellner. So you're watching them because as the movie progresses, they're pretty much getting hunted down by this government agency that Josh O'Connor's character used to work for, because they have information, like Dana said, about the aliens themselves. But it was great. It was great. There was maybe only like one scene where I said, damn, that's fake, but I don't even give a fuck. But
yeah, I'm like, all them animals, Steven Spielberg, I love you, but they didn't even try to make them animals real. Every animal they had, that show was fake. You could tell it was fake the moment it touched the screen. Especially the red birds, like the cardinals that came in.
Yeah.
I could tell that was fake from the moment it flew in, but it's okay.
Yeah, but overall, great movie. I wouldn't give it anything below a 9, personally. I think I gave it a 9.5. So I'll stay in that 9 to 9.5 range. And like I said, you said it already, and I mentioned it right after I watched it. This was, to me, this movie had that perfect feeling of a late 2000s, early 2010s movie. It
Yeah.
had the lighting. It's a way Steven Spielberg does his lighting, and they do. I don't even want to say a yellow effect, but that's the easiest way I can say think of it. It's that haze. It's a little haze effect he does over some shots. I said, "Boy, you miss Transformers, don't you?" But
Yeah.
that is, I would say that was my rating, and I'd say it was a great, phenomenal film.
Yeah. When Steven Spielberg puts his hands on on material, it's gonna be a spectacle. It's directors like him and Christopher Nolan that they make movies to be seen in the theater. That's why I'm excited to watch The Odyssey when I get a chance to. When that comes out, that's why movies like Oppenheimer will make Oppenheimer so great by Christopher Nolan again, and just people like him and Steven Spielberg. But that being said, before we get into our spoiler talk, for my rating, I'd give it a 9 as well. It was really good. Enjoyed myself. There are some scenes in there that were like I was talking to you off air that were like really, just like really good action scenes. Like you could feel this. I could feel the stakes throughout the whole movie, and I really like that. But get into it. So how we do our reviews, talk about different characters, different scenes that deserve dialogue and conversation. We can go ahead and start with Dr. Daniel Kellner, who was one of the two that were touched by the aliens as a kid. So he was given pretty much him and Amelia Blunt's character, Margaret Fairchild, were touched with two different gifts. One with Daniel being able to interpretate, like understand the language of mathematics and speak it. Well, he doesn't speak it, but he can understand it fluently because that's like Hugo says in the movie. It's the language of the universe.
Yeah.
So you understand that, you can understand anything. And with Amelia Blunt's, I guess, power, so to speak, or ability, she can
speak it.
Yeah, she can speak it, and just like has like some sort of like awareness slash ability, like telepathy power to read, and like basically some Charles Xavier type shit.
Yeah, she can look through memories pretty much.
Yes.
She can look through somebody's memories and show them in pretty much individuals from their memories, excuse me. So that's kind of how her ability connects. So they're if they were one person, they'd be able to do all that, but they're separated individuals.
Yeah, so I really liked that. I liked pretty much their why. So it's like why do we need to care about these characters? Why do we need to follow them? Why they're doing what they're doing? Like that. If we don't like humans on Earth getting tortured, how do you think we feel about aliens that have come here getting tortured and basically taken advantage of and just hiding this? And he was like, no, the people need to know. They need to know what we're doing, what the government has going on, and like they need to know the truth. But where Colin Firth's character comes in, which at one point I understood the argument of trying to protect that, because they're like, if you show this to the people now, like they're not ready. They're not ready to know aliens not only exist, they're here, and they outdo us in every sort of fashion. They're far more advanced, intelligent than we are,
and that they're nice.
Like, yeah,
because
like,
it's one
scary.
Thing, yeah, it's one thing if they showed them, if it was like the Disclosure Day, they showed them videos of like the aliens blowing up stuff. But every video it was them just walking, trying to conversate,
Yeah,
and then it was just, and then all the other ones was them torturing the government, torturing the aliens.
yeah. So and just trying to take their power for ours, trying to understand, which is like it's stuff that our human mind that we could take the brightest minds on earth, but they're again, you go back to their technology and society is so far advanced that the only thing we could gather from that is just those little tools that they had from the rings in the ship that imbued Daniel and Margaret's character with their abilities, like which in the movie we see Colin Firth's character use it to what did they say, like warp into, like
I'll say jump. I don't remember what they
yeah,
say, but I'll say
basically to
jump.
jump into someone, which was crazy. That is an insane ability. When they first showed it on
Evan
Colin,
Houston's character
yeah,
when he
her
jumped
character,
into Jane.
which there was a scene in that movie where he did it again, and this goes back to what I was talking about. I'm like, these white people love sleeping. First of all, fully clothed. I'm like, that is unsanitary and disgusting. But and then besides the point, I'm like, why are you sleeping with that note in your fucking hand? You did all this work to take off any sort of indicator where you're at, just for you to have this piece of paper that really don't mean shit.
Oh, when they're in the motel.
When they were in a motel, and when her foot went up and like kicked his hand over, and they showed him. I literally went in the theater and was like, did a face palm. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
The thing. I'm gonna talk about Jane's character a little bit since we're on her. What I liked about her character, it was times where I was like, please just stop.
Just stay away. Like you're only making things worse.
When they went to the I don't know if it was a monastery or where the
the
sister
nun
was, when they showed up there, and he was like, okay, I need you to stay because obviously you were kidnapped already earlier today, so
exactly,
you know these people are crazy,
compromised,
so please just stay here. And then she said, let's go. I said, no. I said,
I'm like, bitch. I'm like, when she did that, so I'm like, okay, now they go find them, because I don't know, this was before I knew about the whole warping shit or jumping shit, whatever, but I'm like, this can't be good. This is never good. When the person they try to get stay comes in every movie. It never ends well.
They always
or
the
they
one
always
that get
they always get caught, or they're always the one that's compromised. That's compromising the main character to do some nut shit, and now they're caught up.
Yeah. So
and sure enough,
that stuff happened. Going back, not going back, a little bit more into that scene, because I like that scene because it was just so. I was like, bro, this is funny. When he did jump, when Noah, Colin Finn's character did jump to her, and they were in, like, I would just say her head in the space. One, I for sure was like, bro, he gonna die. Because they're like, his heart rate is rising, all this other stuff. I said, I'm not gonna lie, kill him. I said, kill him. I said, let him. I said, he don't want to take precautions. They told him not to jump. I said,
that's what I'm like. They told him even before he jumped in this, when he did it this time in the movie, they told him, like, last time you basically was on your deathbed. Like, if you do this again, there's no guarantee you'll be all right.
Yeah,
that's just how they get when they want something. And you know what I mean when they talking about them. When they want something, they go get it.
Yeah, so that was crazy. Some of the action scenes too. When Daniel came back, because he was in the field, and they were like,
yes.
Emily Blunt called him because she has the premonition. She knows directions, how to talk to people and everything. So she called him. She was like, Daniel, you need to run. They're on the way. He was like, who are you? She was like,
Yeah.
"Look, you're asking too many questions.
You're asking
Run."
too many questions right now. Like, I don't even know who you are, but I know
I know
that
they on
you're
the
in
way.
danger. Yeah.
And then when they pulled up, what got me when he was sneaking around the cars, and he,
Yeah.
bro, hey, I love the action. Those are the worst agents of my life. One, they
Ever.
didn't hear him them 40 times crunching on all them leaves.
Dude, that's what I'm like, ain't nothing happening outside. And you mean to tell me you don't hear no hay crunching
You don't hear him open the
behind you?
door.
That's what I'm saying.
He
And no
slams
one
the door.
else sees this happening. No one hears it. I'm like, the moment I hear a door, I'm like, ain't everyone already outside?
And then, when he drove the car through the crib, I was like, y'all can't block him.
That's what I'm dude. Worst agents ever. They all
Hey,
need to be fired.
they all fired.
And then, like, he was moving hella slow, bringing her in the car. After that, so that was happening, and I don't know why there wasn't other cars either. Because I'm like, wasn't there cars chasing him when he busted in the house,
Mm-hmm.
or was it?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you see the
They were right
nigga
behind
bust
him.
in the house. Then why do you get out? You don't bust in that bitch with a pause. You don't get in the house with him. You don't bring the car in there with him.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all don't want him bad enough.
They didn't, bro. They didn't want that paycheck, man. Me, I
No,
would
they
looking like Buddy off Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, boy.
Mr. T character.
But yeah,
I would've-
I guess one of my questions is, how did you feel about Emily Blunt's character, Margaret Fairchild? And then another question is, with Wyatt Russell, her, I'm gonna say boyfriend. I don't know if they were engaged or not, but her boyfriend, he was playing her boyfriend as Jackson. He was holding her. Granted, I could see how you're like, he was very confused, but at the end of the day, I was like, bro, just get with the program, bro. You asking too many questions.
Yeah.
And then when he couldn't run over her phone, I said, all right, get him out of here, bro. That was like,
Dude, that was another thing that was happening in the room. Like, y'all are taking too much time when y'all know the fucking FBI or fake FBI is trying to get y'all. And I was just waiting on someone to just pull up on him and then just snatch him away, or just something to happen to where they like just weren't able to run over the phone. I'm like, how are you missing the phone this bad?
Bro, he was missing it terribly, bro.
Terribly. And
it was making me. I'm actually glad they left that he wasn't in no one of the movie. Cause I was like, I said, look, Jane may be a liability. You are terrible. I said, Jackson, you're worse.
Yeah,
but
out of the two significant others of the main cast, who was a bigger liability, it was
Jackson for sure.
Well,
it was Jackson for sure. At least Jane locked in.
She was locked in, but she kept getting jumped in. Pause. She kept getting jumped in.
Jackson wouldn't have got jumped in. He would have folded. He folded at the convenience. He called him.
He would have jumped that nigga.
Your girl telling you, hey, look, those people fake. All this other stuff, we need to run. I'm like, bro, fuck it. Let's run.
Like, where we going? Hey, I'm riding. If Shay's having some premonition, it's like that. I'm like, where we going? I mean, I understand right now, but I trust you damn. I trust you to fill me in when the time is right.
Yeah.
But,
so.
Yeah, I just, the only thing that pissed me off about Jane, I'm like, Jane, you compromised. Like, the moment he jumped in you,
yeah,
that's when you should have been like, okay, I need to stay.
I wouldn't have slept in that room
at all.
I will say, and he ain't tie her up, boy. That shit was not tied. I would have been like, look, I might go sleep in that restroom.
I would have had her pause. I would have had sprawl all out. all out, and arms and legs, blindfolded. I thought she was gonna ask to blindfold him, which
I did
I
too.
understand why your hands are tied, but blindfold me. If he tries to jump at me, he can't. This is a crazy. If he tries to jump at him, he can't see shit.
Yeah, man.
It's just like every time. I don't know if it was just him or just like these niggas are stupid, because when he jumped into Colin Domingo and when them other people came in there compromising their spot, I'm like, are y'all fucking dumb?
Well, they didn't know. Granted, Coleman Domingo did tell everybody to leave out that room, I believe, earlier.
And he did. He's like, leave. I'm like, if he say leave, don't come in that bitch until he come out. But this goes back to like the stakes of the movie. If something like if a disclosure day was to happen right now, like in our time, how do you think the world would react?
I think it depends on. I'm gonna be very realistic. It depends on totally what country it comes from. I think, in my opinion, it totally would depend on that country, and it would depend on how it is presented. If it's a type of thing similar to this, where we see I'm trying to think of like the most well known. Even though she was just in Kansas City, I'm trying to think of like a very well known meteorologist or just news person. If they spaz out and have something like that, where everybody can see and they're like, "Whoa!" like that, like we've seen seizures, or we don't know if that was a seizure. Like,
Yeah,
if it's something like that, and then like we say a week later or less than a week later, they come back, breaking news, and they just start talking. I think people will be receptive. I think a lot of people still wouldn't believe it though. And I think a lot of people will kind of have I think a lot of people will kind of be like, so what?
yeah.
So what? And that's kind of, it is almost, I won't say it's bad to say that, but it's almost like, damn, that is a reality that I can see happening. That news would be like, well, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
where is the empathy, the sympathy of people anymore? That's what I'm.
Because you brought up the word empathy, and Hugo Colin Domingo's character was saying like basically their power isn't no like finite source of energy. It's an emotion. It's empathy. And these aliens can read that and they feed off that, if I'm understanding that right. But he was saying like these aliens are saying that the humanity's lack of empathy is what's leading us to the downfall of our, I was about to say nation, our world.
Mm-hmm. They're here to teach. They're here to teach us empathy. That's pretty much what Coleman Domingo was saying. And it's
like we need to listen.
Yeah, and it's a real thing, I feel like, and I think that's why this movie overall was so, to me, I enjoyed it so much, because we always like we've had movies where like aliens are the bad guys. We've had movies before where aliens are like your friends, right? But I think it was less of them being their friends and more so saying we're here to help you, without wanting like something in return.
Their teachers or their guides, like we're to guide Earth into prosperity, because we seen what it did to our world, and we're just trying to get y'all with the program, but y'all don't want to get with the program.
Yeah, and I also liked how when they did get to like near the final scenes and they were actually doing the disclosure day, seeing the news stations go from like clip to clip, I thought that was cool. To me, that was cool. Seeing them in their control rooms, I really like that. But also seeing everybody, damn near everybody in the world, just stopped. Because
Like everyone
I think
just
it was another
stop
good
and
point. Yeah,
listen.
I think another good point was showing everybody with a phone, because at the end of the day, everybody, we'll say 90%, maybe not 90%. There's a high number of percentage of people in the world with phones now, so you have
Yeah,
access to a lot of stuff, right? But I think seeing everybody looking at or viewing the same thing at once just brought it all home for me, and then everybody usually having that understanding, like, damn, like we're fucked up, like seeing what they were doing, how they were torturing them, and all this other stuff. And then you even see the soldiers on that battlefield, because granted, in the stories, I mean, in the context of the movie, World War III is pretty much about to happen.
yeah,
And then they cut from that coverage, and they said, look, we cutting this, we showing 50 plus, 70 plus, 80 plus, 90 plus years of information. So
yeah. No, I think one of my favorite scenes of the movie was definitely towards the end. Really, the end when they kind of walked them back through when they were a kid, because the whole movie their memories was essentially blocked once I think they were visited by the aliens, and they just kind of like warped. I guess the aliens did something to where like they just blocked that memory in their mind until they were encountered by, I'm assuming, one of them, because they had the same encounter with a red cardinal, and
mhm.
that was what awoken their powers
yeah,
or
it was
abilities
one of them, because that's what I think Coleman Domingo had mentioned, that they appear as animals to be like, so you're
to
more
calm
comfortable
us.
around them.
Yeah, but no, I agree. In terms of the question about if or is humanity ready to find out aliens in that way, if there was a disclosure today, I do think there would be a lot of things going on. Like there'd be the ones where they wouldn't believe it, like you said. There'd be the ones that it might be big enough to where, like, religions, because a lot of nations are founded on religion, some more extreme than others, and they believe, in this one being, and to find out that there are other beings with higher powers than what's illustrated in these biblical texts and things like that, then that kind of crashes their world in a sense. But there was another scene where they brought up when they showed Jane talking to the mother, the nun, saying like, in that Genesis verse, like, we're God's favorite creation on earth.
Hmm.
And it's like, that doesn't mean he don't got other creations throughout
Yeah,
this whole universe. He didn't just make earth, he made everything.
everything.
So it's like, for us to think that we
We're the
are his
soul.
only creations and his
Yeah.
favorite creations is very selfish of us. And that kind of just goes into today's time, where how everyone has an interpretation on what their meaning is through the Bible, and some of it is, again, more extreme than others. Some of it
Hmm.
leads to wars, 1,000-year wars, because of religion
Yeah. And one
and
thing
what people mean by it.
yeah, my bad to cut you off, but
Are you good?
I like that scene too, because after she said that verse, there's a in the Quran, there's a saying, it pretty much very shortened it down, but pretty much it goes like, there's worlds you know about and worlds you don't, and you can interpret that as, okay, there's things you know as a human, there's things you don't know, but it also could be interpreted literally like, yeah, there's worlds we know about, like obviously in the Milky Way, all this other stuff, but there's worlds and other places you don't know about. So I also, when she said that, I thought about that verse. I said, yeah, yeah. I said, this movie's great.
But no, I'm just really glad to see real sci-fi adventure back, real curiosity movies back, real movies that kind of make you leave the theater asking that question of, like, if this were to happen now, how would society react? And also just kind of a lot of things that make you just think in the sense of empathy. If we move with more empathy and less anger, then things might just be a little better. I don't know. But I would like to think it'd be just a little better in this world and not
Yeah.
us going into World War III. But that's pretty much our review for the movie Disclosure Day. Again, we thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure you guys share, rate us a 5-star. It's been your boy Dana Day,
Me, your boy Wafik.
and we out.
Peace.
Recipes call me, I'ma show 'em how to shoot. On the 4-5, jump in the ass, my crew. Yeah, I'm step with a fat, keep it all of the hoes on mute. Pour a little perk, could be yellow with a brew. 48 for a quick burst. Crazy 8s in the back, yeah, the trunk on hot like a cue. 40 on me when I'm in the backseat. Blotter, paper pre-cut. Chris make juice, it'll drop like ink. Chain came with a clean plate, came with a sink. The Parator came with a mate. Charcoal's white like paint. My hoe by the hoe, cause you know it's my king. Hit on my side, cause I drop a song. Then you should hit up the link. The phenotype came from the pink Colombian thing. Yeah, the genetics unique. Cellular right on the beat. I'm teaching the hoe like I'm Play-Doh. I got the veggies like by the tomato. You got a basic hoe making Alfredo. I put a bag on a hoe on my payroll. I get active at night, then I lay low. The salmon was breaded with pancake. In my soup, I believe it was makeup. Got my Soviet clutch in the Draco. It was bacon, we take